I wish that companies would respect their own properties and actually focus on making their games good instead of pandering to people who are outraged about everything or even to people who they hope to get money out of. I get that it's just business to do what the customers want, but imagine being a company who literally throws themselves under the bus to maybe make people happy after you've already made them furious. Unfortunately, if you're a fan of Genshin Impact or Honkai Impact, you might lose a lot of respect for MiHoYo after this video, because the developers behind it just bent the knee, canceling an event and removing a promotional video from their YouTube because people were outraged that they didn't get to experience the event in Honkai Impact, which is a mobile game. It says MiHoYo prematurely ends latest global Honkai Impact third event, removes promotional video following complaints from Chinese players. It is so disappointing to hear that they have ended an event for everyone just because there was a group of players who were very angry with the fact that they didn't get the event. So it says MiHoYo has announced that they will prematurely end the latest Honkai Impact third story event, a celebration of the mobile action RPG's third global anniversary, and remove a promotional video featuring the game's female characters dancing in bunny outfits following an outpouring of complaints from Chinese players. So titled Unequal Unrivaled, the third anniversary focused on a character whose human body was left as a soulless shell following a battle, seen in the game's 8th story chapter, as her former physical form is possessed by the will of Honkai and is reborn as the powerful Hersher of Sentience. It says the Hersher of Sentience we see in the story is a newborn sentience and an observer of her life, explaining the writing team in an interview with MiHoYo. A lot of people were apparently very excited for this event and really liked this event. They really liked how the characters looked, how the event was just sounding. But continuing down, it says alongside the event, MiHoYo also debuted the animated music video Brilliant Bright, which featured a number of the game's female Valkyries dressed in bunny suits and performing a dance routine to a song of the same name. So it's not that hard to see why people would be so excited over this and why people would want this event, because you've got cute little waifus dancing around in bunny girl outfits. Clearly, there's quite a bit of fan service here, and people were really excited for this event and enjoying these outfits. But it says, however, a little under 2 months after the update and animation debut to players on March 4th, MiHoYo announced that they would be working to remove any content related to the third anniversary Bunny Girls and cancel the view count event. They also announced that they would compensate players with 500 units of the in-game crystal currency as consolation. I've heard that this amount of crystals isn't really that much at all. Of course, when companies do something wrong or they think they've done something wrong and they're trying to apologize, they usually try to give players a little bit of currency. But of course, I've heard that this really isn't much at all. So I wanted to head over to Twitter to read to you their official statement. It says, "Dear Captains, we recently received feedback on the GLB 3rd anniversary story event and promotional videos featuring bunny girl designs and dance moves that were out of character and inappropriate. We sincerely apologize for these issues. We will remove any content related to the 3rd anniversary bunny girls and cancel the view count event. The art of the in-game stigma, Peaches B, will also be adjusted accordingly." It says, "As we reflect on our decisions, we promise to safeguard the quality of our future content with higher standards to ensure this kind of issue never occurs again. In the future, we will dedicate more effort to improving your gaming experience with more exciting and diverse content and creating a healthy environment where everyone can have fun." Of course, this is a very bland, very basic PR statement. They're trying to save their asses because there are apparently a lot of Chinese players who are mad at them because apparently they didn't actually get this event. Now, the thing here is that MiHoYo also puts out Genshin Impact, a massively successful game, which is good. I mean, it's always good if you enjoy a game, even if it's a microtransaction hell and the company behind it just wants to suck as much money from your wallet as possible. But the company behind the game's a Chinese company, if you didn't know. So we can already tell straight off the bat they didn't give the Chinese players the sexy bunny outfits because they'd be censored anyway. I mean, you cannot release things like that in the Chinese region in video games, or they're censored and removed. And now they've removed the trailer and ended the event early for everyone. So even though the outfits weren't censored, they ended up ending the event early. So in a way, the game still got censored for everyone. We have seen so many games censored for China, and now we're seeing an event end early because Chinese players are pissed they didn't get the event. I mean, don't they even realize that the costumes would have been censored anyway? It's really unfortunate that this has happened because now everyone is punished. So a big problem here is that, as far as I know, the Chinese players didn't call the content inappropriate. They were just really mad that they didn't get the event, but MiHoYo is issuing a statement saying it's inappropriate content, so they're removing it. They are the only ones calling this content inappropriate, and this is just an excuse for us Westerners as to why they're removing it, instead of saying they've pissed off a giant part of the game's audience. A lot of people in the West don't care about what does and doesn't get censored in China because you could write a whole book on everything that's changed in China. But this is an example of how content decisions in China are affecting content decisions in the West, making us beholden to the Chinese market. Inevitably, nothing was technically censored, but they must have at least thought the content that was coming out wouldn't have passed into China. They would have had to change it to release it, so instead of releasing it and trying to put a lot of work and effort into it, they just didn't release it in that region, which led players from that region being really mad, and now they're canceling the event in the Western version of the game, instead of just saying not all content is available in all regions. They're saying that there were people calling it inappropriate and not okay, and that it was disgusting, but that's not true, and they're creating a situation that doesn't exist as an excuse. And I had tweeted the statement, and I had said, so now outfit designs for characters and dances in a game are inappropriate according to this team. How pathetic that you'd give in to outrage and then put out a PR statement like you did something awful. If you're a group of developers who give in to outrage, you're pretty garbage. And it's true. If you're a group of developers, you should stand by your content always. You're either creating content that you want to create and feel passionate about it and care about your games and your players, or you're just giving into outrage and changing things because you don't genuinely care and you're just worried about making as much money as possible. I understand, again, that this is a business to these companies, but so many people now are really disappointed and just really upset with the fact that they did this. So scrolling down, someone said, y'all, so who has the bunny video downloaded and want to share it with me? It has been re-uploaded on YouTube quite a few times. It's pretty easy to find now because a lot of people have re-uploaded it. But scrolling down, someone said, I don't know if you noticed, but having bunny girls in a mobile game is pretty normal. Fate Geo, Girls Frontline, Azure Lane, these are all really great examples of bunny outfits and characters in bunny outfits. So someone said, okay, but why are we getting a small 500 while the Chinese servers are getting 10 supply cards for something that didn't even affect them? At least give us enough for a 10 summon, like, damn. Again, I don't play this game, so I don't understand what all of this means, to be frank and to be honest, but from what I understand, supply cards are really, really hard to get, and the currency, the crystals, the 500 crystals, is pretty easy to get because you can just swipe your credit card for them, and you can't swipe your credit card for supply cards. So of course Chinese players are getting way more than other people are getting, even though the Chinese players didn't even get the event taken away from them. Someone said, imagine being the animation team who did the video only to have your work scrapped due to a bunch of non-relevant complainers. Hope they don't get screwed over financially. I agree with this. It really sucks for the people who put hard work and effort into this, and now it's just canceled. Their work is wiped off the internet, or you know, at least the company tried to wipe it off the internet and failed, luckily. The video was actually really, really great. The little trailer they did, it looked amazing. All of these outfits looked amazing as well. It is just so unfortunate that this is what has happened. They have canceled an event and removed costumes because there were Chinese players who were really, really upset with this. Even though, again, they didn't directly censor the outfits, they canceled an event, they've taken all of that stuff out of the game, and now you can't even enjoy it anymore because people were complaining, and this company gave into outrage. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell as well. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, and I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.